Referees checking the goals. They're good to go. Center circle will be the stage for the opening draw of this 2023 season. And we once again thank you for taking the time on this Friday afternoon to join us here on Flow Sports. Once again, my name is Matt Popelka as the home crowd. Let's add a big cheer. We're ready. As the Mountain Hawks and the Blue Hens face up on the center circle. And it looks like we are going to see the duo of Emma Eberhardt for Lehigh University in the center circle. And then on the other side for the Blue Hens, it looks like it is going to be Danielle Livernice as we're underway in the 2023 season as Lehigh controls off the draw. Forced out of play, and it'll stay with the Mountain Hawks as they start up their first offensive possession here in 2023. So I mentioned the trio up top, Gabby Schneider, Katia Carnival, and Olivia Memager. Those three are going to be the big goal-scoring players for the Mountain Hawks today and throughout this season. Riley Ellis, the first year, also joins them from the midfield in the attack. On the ball right now is Eberhardt as the senior from Massachusetts loses it. Ground ball picked up, and a great defensive start for the Blue Hens here in 2023 as they look to clear forward and get it into the offensive attacking third. So a great start for the Blue Hens defensively, I should say. Now they try and flip it to the offense as they look to work it around the cage. Down on this near side. Flipped out up top now with Kira Grant, the sophomore out of Connecticut. Lizzie Shue making a charge, coming forward, shooting just wide. And it rolls out of play. Lizzie Shue, a great player off the bench last year. Just started 3 games, but provided a spark in their huge upset win over Temple. That's a weak shot, but he finds it in the back of the net. Kira Grant opens up the scoring here for Delaware in 2023. Grant with 8 goals last year, 5 in her last 4 games. She continues that momentum here to 2023 as she puts the Blue Hens on the board first with just over a minute and a half into this game. We head back to center circle to start off draw number 2. As Grant finishes the shots, went to the right-hand side of the goalie Haley Hunt and beat the junior out of Philly for the opening goal. Livernice wins the draw, and she attacks forward. Now to the stick of Delaney McDaniel, the sophomore out of Maryland. A whistle. Going to get a brief stoppage. And a clock resets for the Blue Hens, already up 1-0, 90 seconds into the contest. Dropped ball picked up by the Blue Hens to keep it alive offensively. Trying to force it inside. The Mountain Hawks scoop that one. And it's a turnover for the Blue Hens on their next offensive possession. Trying to do a little too much with the pass inside. A lot of Mountain Hawks were waiting for that one to come through. They pounced on it inside that 8-meter arc. And now they're looking to clear back the other way. And doing so on her own is Claire Keller. The Baskin Ridge, New Jersey native will clear it and will make way. Mountain Hawks back on the attack. And the stick of Cassie Martse. They go below the cage line. Couple of fakes, nothing doing. Great defense from the Blue Hens. As that was Olivia Meminger, who was trying to get by her defensive player. To the far side go the Mountain Hawks, trying to use a little speed to the outside. They give it up. Inside shot off a touch and in, and Lehigh ties it up. Emma Eberhardt will get the opening goal of the 2023 season for the Lehigh Mountain Hawks. A first-team All-Patriot League selection last year, beats the goalie in Mercy McCarthy to her stick side. As we are tied 1-1, a little over 3 minutes into the contest. So Eberhardt called for the infraction on the draw, and the Blue Hens will take over in a tie ball game. Both of these squads reached the semifinals of their respective conference tournaments in 2022. Both lost to the eventual champs, as both are looking to continue that momentum here into 2023. A lot of new faces for both sides, as Lehigh is repelling the attack thus far from the Blue Hens. McDaniel goes to the other side behind the cage. Spinning and turning, firing, and Haley Huntz with a nice save. And the junior out of Philadelphia with her first save of 2023, and she will be uber important if Lehigh wants to make it further than the semifinals like they did this year. Quick shot and a goal. Flip of the stick from Olivia Meminger. And Lehigh strikes quickly. It's 2-1 Mountain Hawks. Great transition from defense to offense. It started with the Haley Hunt save. And then the transition off the clear. A quick pass up ahead to Meminger. And the junior was able to finish off with a quick touch past Mercy McCarthy. And Lehigh with 2 straight goals to give them the advantage, 2-1. Now we've seen both goalies thus far. Mercy McCarthy, the 5th year out of Washington, D.C., had an up and down year last year, went 3-10 in 14 games played. Allowed 14.25 goals against, but did have nearly 200 saves in her 2022 campaign. On the other side, Haley Huntz is a big reason why Lehigh was able to make it as far as they did in 2022. Had 8 games where she allowed just single-digit goals. Overall, went 8-9 in the nets, a 10.87 goals against average. Led the nation with 216 saves and a .543 save percentage. So she is big in net, and I think she got a touch on that. Indeed, she did. So 2 saves for Hunt thus far. Blue Hens still on the attack. That's a miscommunication off the top of the stick, out of play. And Lehigh with back-to-back defensive efforts, turning the Blue Hens over twice, and now they're on the move. Mountain Hawks get it ahead. Carnival in the cement mixer at the top of the fan there. Great defense from the Blue Hens. She's trying to get by, knocked from behind. And a cause turnover and ground ball for the Blue Hens. As it goes all the way back to McCarthy. She's double teams. McCarthy thought about taking it all herself to get it across halfway mark to the Blue Hens. And they boogie across into the attacking third. And we'll see if the defense provides a little momentum to the offense as the Blue Hens go back to work. A little underhand flip on the backside to McDaniel. Now back all the way to the near side. As that one hits the deck. And it will be a turnover from the Blue Hens again. The Mountain Hawks, one of the best defensive teams in 2022. Allowed the fewest goals in the Patriot League last year. Rather check it. Allowed the third fewest goals in the Patriot League last year, 201. But that great play from Haley Huntz had them leading the conference in save percentage and saves per game as another turnover from Lehigh. That one is just dumped into the goalie's circle where McCarthy scoops it up as the Blue Hens look to clear. Double teamed in midfield, but too much contact. And the Blue Hens once again started up in the stick of Emma Hoffman. Now with Sam Schelling. And across the line as Lizzie Yurchek, the junior out of Lancaster, provides the offense as starts as she swings it to the other side. Like a 3-second call against Lehigh off the free position. Touch shot and a goal. We're tied at 2.
Bring 'em out, bring 'em out, bring 'em out, bring 'em out. It's hard to yell when the barrel's in your mouth. Come on. Bring 'em out, bring 'em out. Hey. Bring 'em out, bring 'em out. Bring 'em out, bring 'em out. Hey.
Jenna McHale with the goal, her first in a Blue Hens uniform, ties it up at 2. About halfway through this first quarter. Lehigh wins the draw as they check it back to work it forward. Cross midfield and a turnover. Mountain Hawks just ran out of room on the far sideline. Blue Hens force a turnover and have a chance to take the lead again. They get it across to the Blue Hens. And they start the offense back up. Inside. Oh, and a pass was dropped. It was there. But it couldn't be controlled. Now giving chase defensively is Sydney Rosa. Coming across, Cassie Martz. She gets it up ahead, and now the Mountain Hawks are in the attacking third. Spinning it away, looks like Gillen. McCarthy providing a little defensive help on the back end. Instead, it does find the way to Memajer. Scored the last goal for Lehigh. Now with Carnival. As the senior out of New Jersey, a second-team All-Patriot League selection, gives it up. As Carnival and Eberhardt play 1-2. Now it's Carnival. Stutter steps, trying to go inside. Feeds it inside. The shot is wide from Eberhardt. Blue Hens will track it down in the deep side corner. And the shot and the defense in favor of the Blue Hens. Eberhardt missed it wide. Led the Mountain Hawks last year with 45 goals. And now here come the Blue Hens. A nice one-handed snag. Looking inside, nobody cutting for the Blue Hens, and they just go around the outside. Lizzie Shue gives it up now to the far side for the Blue Hens, just circling the 12-meter fan at the moment, looking for options. No one really doing much inside that arc. Little one-on-one action, stutter step, shot coming a little high. It'll stay with the Blue Hens, though, halfway through this shot clock. McDaniel looked inside, didn't find any room. A lot of steps at the top of the arc, nothing happening. Trying to feed it inside, double teamed, and have to bring it back out again. Now with Rosa. Rosa to the left hand, spinning, shooting, and rights at Haley Hunt. Easy save for the second team Patriot League selection back in 2022. As Hunt will walk it up. Bad pass from Hunt. Ball's on the deck. Scooped up by the Blue Hens. Blue Hens get it across as Haley Hunt turns it over. What a bad pass. Blue Hens have had a couple of cracks at trying to get this third goal. Unsuccessful thus far. McDaniel with it. As they go back to the top. Morgan Gore had it. Now with McDaniel, the CAA Rookie of the Year last year. And the Blue Hens working it around the outside, nothing doing in the middle. No cutters, nice spin off her knees. Gore couldn't find it, and the freshman loses it. Mountain Hawks on the move. Marte pulls it back and now gives it up. In the middle of the field, a pass, a touch too high for Eberhardt. But her teammate backing her up on the backside, and Schneider has it. Mountain Hawks last year went 9-9 overall, 5-4 in the Patriot League, finished 5th. Won the quarterfinal game against Colgate 12-7. McCarthy with a nice save right in front, point blank. Keeps the game knotted at 2 with 90 seconds left in this first quarter. Mountain Hawks had to win 5 of their last 6 conference games to even reach the Patriot League tournaments. Kept that momentum going, but eventually ran into the buzzsaw that is Loyola of Maryland. Time called by the referee. And we're back underway as we approach 70 seconds to play first quarter, tied at 2. And we've been in a bit of a goal drought thus far, a lot of defensive efforts. Ball's hit the deck a couple of times now. Haley Hunt thought she had it, still on the ground, and Hunt eventually scoops it. She lost it. Did Hunt, picked it back up. You can tell it's the first game of the season. Normally shore-handed Hunt dropped it once, had a bad pass that led to a turnover earlier. But she's made a few good saves to keep this game tied at 2. Perhaps one final gasp from the Mountain Hawks as they are chased backwards with 30 seconds to play. to the far side. The pass is missed, out of play, and a turnover. 20 seconds for the Blue Hens. They got to work quick. And this stick of Kira Grant, the first goal scorer of the season. Now 10 seconds. McDaniel inside. 8 seconds. Pass is a bit too high. It's going to roll away. Scooped up by the Mountain Hawks. And that'll be the horn at the end of the first. 2 goals apiece. The Blue Hens opened up the scoring and finished it off here to tie it at 2. We'll take a break. You're watching Flow Sports. 2-2 the score between Lehigh and the University of Delaware through the first quarter. It was Kira Grant got things started for the Blue Hens mid and a half into that quarter for a couple of goals back-to-back for Lehigh and Eberhardt and Meminger. And then it was McHale, Jenna McHale, I should say. Got to clarify with 2 of them on the roster as the transfer from Bucknell found the back of the nets. And that's where we stand at 2 apiece. We head back to center circle to start off the second quarter. It'll be once again Danielle Liberties and Emma Eberhardt. Eberhardt, a first-team Patriot League selection last year. Part of that trio of attackers I mentioned in the pregame for Lehigh, Eberhardt, Schneider, and Carnival. Eberhardt and Schneider were both first-team Patriot League selections. Carnival was a second-team selection. And they're easy to identify. They wear numbers 1, 2, and 3. As we are underway to begin the second quarter, as the 2 sides switch sides. And now Haley Hunt will have to deal with some sunshine in her face. Oh, it's not too terrible. The wind is blowing away from her, though, as the Blue Hens go to work offensively. It is a picture-perfect day here at Delaware Stadium. High in the mid-50s today. If there's one thing wrong with today, it's perhaps a bit too windy, but you got to take what you get when it's February 10th and you're starting off your season. Jenna McHale on the move. And she gives it up. Back to McHale. They go to the other side. Trying to force some action from the defense and nothing doing. Cutting inside, turning. Grant's trying to get through. She can't get a shot off. Now they back out to McHale. Lefty shot just wide, and before she got it off, foul called against Lehigh. Will have a free position for the Blue Hens and Jenna McHale. McHale, the junior, out of Burnsville, New Jersey. Near side off the free position, shooting, and it squeaks through. Oh, Hunt had it, then she lost it. And Jenna McHale goes back-to-back with her sister to give the Blue Hens the lead, 3-2. It was Laura McHale in the first quarter that tied the game up at 2. And now here's Jenna McHale giving the Blue Hens the lead as they win the draw and look to attack early. Eighth career goal for Jenna McHale. Tying her total from last year. Perhaps that'll give her a bit of a spark. Inside for the Blue Hens. Shot goes wide, but right to one of the teammates. Nice shake and bake. A fire and a goal. Oh, what a play. Lizzie Yurchek puts the Blue Hens up by 2. As she gave a little stutter step crossover, shook him like AI, and beat Hunt. As she finds the back of the net for the first time in 2023. Four goals on the board for the Blue Hens as they have beat Haley Hunt, the preseason goalie of the year in the Patriot League. As that mad scramble ends up with Blue Hens in possession for brief moments. Now it's given up by Kelly Ann Mady, and to the far side go the Blue Hens. And they will clear it and begin the offensive attack. Near side with Megan Johnson, the 5th year. Another goal. The Blue Hens are pouring it on here in the second quarter. As her squad here in 2023 not off to the best starts. I mentioned Lehigh's 2022 season. We'll take a look at Delaware's 2022 season. Last year, 5-12 overall. They went 2-4 in the CAA. They won their final 2 conference games to reach the CAA tournament for the first time since 2018. They finished 5th in the CAA, but because James Madison was moving conferences, the Dukes were ineligible to play for the postseason tournaments in the CAA as determined by the CAA bylaws. So while they finished undefeated in the regular season, the Dukes were unable to play in the CAA tournament, thus allowing the Blue Hens a chance to play. And they gave the eventual champs Towson all they could handle. They had a 2-goal lead in that third quarter, but couldn't quite close it out as they ended their season at 5-12. Over the summer, though, head coach Amy Altig was an assistant on the Team USA staff that won gold at the 2022 World Championships. So everything has been trending up for Amy Altig and the Blue Hens. And they're off to a hot start here in 2023. 5 goals, 3 of them in the last minute 23. Have them on top of the Mountain Hawks 5-2. As one of the Mountain Hawks players will check out. Looked like they had one too many on the field. So we head back to the center circle. And we begin again. Another draw control won by the Blue Hens. It seems like it was all Mountain Hawks in the first quarter in the draws, but now it's the Blue Hens winning everyone here in the second quarter. And they are back on the attack. 3 straight goals. McHale, Yurchak, and Livernice. As the Blue Hens' 5 goals have come from 5 different goal scorers. Double teams. Trying to split it, and she does. Nice move from McHale. And contact to the head, and McHale will have another free position. She scored on that earlier. As we have a pause. Referee going to the sideline on the far side of the field. So it'll be a free position for Jenna McHale. And they restart. Riley Gillen will give it up. A little stutter step to the outside for Sydney Rosa. Now back up top. Back to Rosa, the senior out of Lutherville, Maryland. Inside, an awkward shot. Tight space, Hunt's able to stay in front as she lofts it up ahead. And it's taken by Cassie Marte. Marte on the move. All the way through. Middle of the arc. Double teamed. Ball hits the grounds. And a great defensive play from the Blue Hens. We go back and forth with Livernice, now with Gillen. And the junior out of Wayne, Pennsylvania will slow it up. And the Blue Hens with 40 points last year did Gillen. Second on the team with the 25 assists. As the Blue Hen attack goes to work again. A lot of space. McHale was again left wide open. And she took advantage, was unable to get a shot off, but because the defender was in a way, it leads to a free position now. McHale has already scored 1 goal off a free position earlier in this quarter. We'll see if she can make it 2 for 2. McHale scores! It's 6-2. And off the free position, easy pickings for McHale. She's in a great position in the middle of that 8-meter arc. A tough spot for Haley Hunt to be in. As McHale can go left or right on her. Goes to go to the left side, the right side, I should say, of Hunt. And beat her low. So it's 6-2. Delaware on top. And looking to open up their 2023 season at home with a victory. Lehigh missed it off the high draw. Gillen had it, lost it, and a turnover. Riley Gillen simply just didn't feel the ball pop out of her net. And now here come the Mountain Hawks on the move. Riley Ellis cutting forward, and Ellis will give it up. Out with Schneider. Been a while since Lehigh has scored. They go inside, and there it is. Lehigh back on the board. Carnival with her first in 2023. Eberhardt with the assist. And we are now 6-3 as the score line. Still plenty of time in this one for Lehigh to get back in it, down 3. As it will be Livernice and Eberhardt back in the center circle. Livernice last year, 81 draw controls as she wins another one here. That was the tied for the single most in a single season in Delaware history. And with that one season, she jumps into the top 10 in Delaware career draw controls. Nice fake inside. Your check. Her shot goes just wide outside. Nice job by Haley Hunt to cover the angle. From the top of the cage, they go to Livernice. She gives it up. Now with your check to the near side with Morgan Gore, the freshman. Nice feed. Gore almost had it. And would have been a tough play to make by the freshman. Now Hunt will walk it up from her goalie circle. To the far side she goes. As that one is knocked away from Schneider and scooped up. A little rumble tumble near midfield. And it will be another timeout, this time by Lehigh. 6-3 your score, 7:42 to go before halftime. Blue Hens on top as they are trying to win the first game home opener for the first time since 2017 when they took down the Georgetown Hoyas 10-9. This is the 4th straight season where the Blue Hens have opened here at Delaware Stadium. It's always nice when you don't have to travel on the first weekend of play. And it's especially nice when you have weather like this in mid-February in Delaware. Six goals for the Blue Hens, scored by 5 different goal scorers. Jenna McHale, the only one with 2 on the board for the Blue Hens. As the junior from Burdensville, New Jersey, had just a goal and an assist last year. So she's already tied the amount of points from 2022 here in about a quarter and a half. But she's already scored more goals than she did all of last year. And she is now teaming up with her sister Laurel, who played all 4 years at Bucknell before taking a 5th year here in Newark. Laurel McHale had 22 goals and 12 assists in 2022 for the Bison. Overall in her career, 48 games played, had 35 goals and 21 assists. Had 6 career games with at least 3 goals. So out of the timeout, it'll be possession for the Blue Hens. A 3-goal advantage As we take a look back at the last goal from Danielle Livernice. She was a 2022 All-CAA tournament team selection. And forcing her way across the line is Lizzie Yurchak. To the far side now with Jenna McHale. Livernice trying to find an option inside, not there. Now it's back with the freshman Gore. A lot of momentum up top from Yurchak trying to make her way through, and a nice job defensively from Lauren Warfield. McHale trying to cut inside on a tough angle, wasn't there. Inside Livernice, back of the nets, her second. Riley Gillen with the assist. And Livernice with her second of the afternoon makes it 7-3. Great feed, and it just beats the stick head from Haley Hunt, who's not having the best start to her 2023 campaign. So a change of a stick. They play stick roulettes out on the fields. Correct one finds its way into its owner's hands, and we are going to start off with another draw. Nice job tracking it down was Kelly Ann Mady. And another draw win for the Blue Hens, and that has been the biggest factor here in this second quarter. The Blue Hens have really controlled the center circle. And that's allowed them to keep their foot on the pedal offensively. Mercy McCarthy, I don't think has had a shot against her. And they had one shot, it was the goal. I should check myself there from Carnival. That was 3 minutes ago. But there really hasn't been much happening on the offensive end for Lehigh in this quarter. Touched inside, not scooped up initially. Now the Blue Hens wisely get it away. And taking her eye off the ball there was McDaniel. And she turned it over. Almost turned over, and the Blue Hens almost had a picture-perfect opportunity. Now it's the Mountain Hawks on the move. That one almost got by McCarthy, and it's turned over by the Mountain Hawks. To the far side they go. Lot of space. Trying to go inside. McDaniel was looking for the pass. Instead, they find a shot from Kara Grant. And she beats Hunt. Gillen again with the assist. Grant with her second. It's now Jenna McHale, Livernice, and Grant all with 2 goals. And the Blue Hens have a 5-goal advantage. Great cutting action from Grant. Right place, right time. Took the pass, finished it off for her second of this game. and obviously of the 2022 season, given this is the first one. Grant had her first career goal in her first career game here at home in the home opener in 2022 against Rutgers. She needs one more goal to tie her career high, which came against Towson. And she had a hat trick against the Tigers. That one is won by the Mountain Hawks. Livernice knocked it from behind. Ball's on the deck, a holding call against Livernice. And the Mountain Hawks go to work offensively. Spinning on the far side is Olivia Memager. Started 17 games last year. Was fifth on the team with 22 goals and 11 assists, equaling her 33 points. And I had mentioned the trio of Schneider, Eberhardt, and Carnival being the top dogs in this offense for the Mountain Hawks. But if your fourth option has 30-plus points, that's a pretty good feeling, pretty good backup to have. Carnival spinning, Carnival shooting, and she'll score. So that's 2 goals in this quarter from Katya Carnival, who was second last year on Lehigh squad with 44 goals. So she's trying to replicate a season of that magnitude here. Trying to keep the Mountain Hawks in this game, trailing by 4 with under 4 minutes to play in this second quarter. Back to the draw. Livernice called for the infraction. False starts against Danielle Livernice, and that's back-to-back draws awarded to Lehigh. Now the Mountain Hawks go to work. Lauren Warfield, the defender, gets it across. Looking inside was Memager. Now with Eberhardt. First team All-Patriot League last year was Eberhardt. Feed inside was a bit too far, and it's picked up by the Blue Hens. Another great defensive effort. As this defense has done a nice job keeping Mercy McCarthy relatively clean. That pass was not clean, and a turnover from the Blue Hens. To the near side with Riley Ellis, and the Chapel Hill native gets it across the line. So Carnival with the last goal for Lehigh. She's got the last 2, I should say, as she is forced backwards. Gives it up now to Schneider. Turning is Schneider, looking. Still looking. She's being hounded defensively. That was a great job defensively from Madison Hronika. And McCarthy comes away with it. The far side with Hoffman. Now with May Dickens. Dickens gets it across, a little shove, and she'll squirm away. Dickens gives it up. Inside all alone was Megan Johnson. A great defensive play. Doesn't allow the pass to get to her, and that was going to be a golden opportunity for the fifth year. Instead, it ends up with Lehigh. And the Mount Hawks perhaps will look to finish off this half with a goal to cut the lead to 3. There's 40 seconds left. Nice play to get it across by Schneider. Schneider battling. Nice feed inside. Shot coming, and a nice save from McCarthy. She stretched herself out just enough to snag that one. And now the Blue Hens have an opportunity with about 15 seconds left if they push the pace here. 10 seconds. They haven't really crossed half field yet. Now they have 5. Perhaps a little something brewing. 3 seconds in 2. Last-ditch effort. Oh, and just at the buzzer, Haley Hunt went diving across the face of the net. The shot looked like it was going wide. And what a way to end the half. The Blue Hens with 2 goals each from Jenna McHale, Kiara Grant, and Danielle Livernice. Have them on top 8-4. We'll take a break. You're watching University of Delaware Women's Lacrosse on Flow Sports. Start of the second half just about underway, 8-4. Delaware on top of. As they have taken advantage of every opportunity given to them. And look to finish out this game on the right notes as that one goes sky high. And it's scooped up by the Mountain Hawks as they had 2 goals in that second quarter from Katia Carnival. And they're going to need a lot more of her along with Gabby Schneider and Emma Eberhardt if the Mountain Hawks want to come back and win the opener of the 2023 season. 33rd overall meeting between these two squads dating back to April of 1981. A lot of space opening up, shot coming, and Carnival with a hat trick as she finds the back of the net less than 45 seconds into the second half. And Lehigh is looking to make a bit of a comeback. And they do so from Katia Carnival. A lot of space given to her, and scrambling back was May Dickens, but she couldn't get in front of the shooting Carnival. And so we see the power of the draw control. First one goes the way of the Mountain Hawks, and it leads to the opening goal of this second half. So a change in the center circle for Lehigh. It looked like it was Lizzie Boza who's in the center circle for the Mountain Hawks. Does not work out for her this time as the Blue Hens won the draw control. Livernice picks up the ground ball and will get it across to start up the offense. Liberty with 2 goals in that second quarter. The Blue Hens offense was really humming, trying to get one there, and she does. Oh my goodness. This time it's Laurel McHale. Her second, and she beat Haley Hunt up top. So the McHale sisters with 2 goals apiece. And it's back to a 4-goal advantage for the Blue Hens, 9-5. We mentioned this is the 33rd overall meeting between the two sides, but they haven't met in nearly a decade. March 5th, 2013 was the last time these two teams played, and that was in Bethlehem, Pennsylvania. A 17-7 victory for the Blue Hens, as Delaware is on a 3-game win streak currently in the series, winning 2 on the road. Overall, the Blue Hens have 25 wins through the first 32 matchups between these two sides. Lehigh doing a much tighter job around the backside of the cage, making sure those players don't have a lot of time. The bouncer of a shot is a little weak and not too taunting for Haley Hunt. That one's a better shot, and Kiera Grant has a hat trick. Riley Gillen, another assist. Kiera Grant, a hat trick. And the Blue Hens are feeling it here at home early in this second half. Long time setting up this draw in the center circle. And that one heads towards the Blue Hens' offensive side of things. And it'll be to the Blue Hens. Livernice looking inside for a quick shot, not there. Back to McHale. Laurel McHale, I should clarify, she gives it up. Your check to the far side with Lizzie Shue. Shue giving a lot of space. She gives it up, though. Looking inside. Fought through a double team. They're going to say a body check, and it will be a free position upcoming for Delaney McDaniel, the reigning CAA Rookie of the Year. So a free position for McDaniel. Led the Blue Hens with 28 assists last year, a freshman single-season record for the Blue Hens. And she finds the back of the net to make it 11-5. So off the free position, kept the shot up high. Haley Hunt could not make the save. Seven different goal scorers for the Blue Hens. as the offense has been humming for the Blue Hens. 9 goals scored by the Blue Hens in the last quarter, and a little over that, I should say. And 2 goals tied at 2 was this game after the first quarter. Since then, it's been a 9-3 run by the Blue Hens. They've controlled in the center circle on the draws, and they have been putting the ball in the back of the net. Looking inside, a pass is knocked down, and a slash across the wrists brings out a card against the Blue Hens. So the ball hit the deck. And in the scrum for things, Delaney McDaniel slashed across the wrists of one of the Lehigh defenders. And she was given a yellow card for her actions, and now she will sit. And the Mountain Hawks will have a woman advantage for 2 minutes, but mental mistakes give the ball away, as it looks like Lauren Warfield just took her eye off the ball on a pass she was looking to receive, and it just goes out of play. Nice move to get across the line from May Dickens, and the Blue Hens are looking to kill some time with an advantage for the next 80 seconds. They'll be able to kill the rest of the penalty time here and still have about 20 seconds or so to finish off this offensive attack. Shu trying to shake a defender, gives it up. Now back with Lizzie Shu, second on the Blue Hens squad last year with 29 goals. She was a huge reason why the Blue Hens were able to pull off their big win last year on the road against 18th ranked Temple. As Shu pulled out all the stops, had a career high 5 points, 4 goals, and an assist against the Owls. As the Blue Hens had a win against a ranked opponent for the first time since 2017. They do turn it over there as the pressure from the Mountain Hawks forced the turnover. And now a long pass ahead taken in the stick of Marte. And now she gives it up to Menager. The time is up. And the woman up advantage for the Mountain Hawks gives them no advantage as they do not have a shot on nets. They turned it over once, but now have an opportunity to get one back here with under 10 minutes left in this third quarter. Eberhardt trying to shake her defender. Eberhardt gets behind her, save from McCarthy. It looked like Mercy McCarthy got a piece of it. If she didn't, it might have hit the woodwork up top. Out of the way, the Blue Hens come away with it. Lehigh forcing them to go backwards. Get across halfway mark. And now they do get it across in the stick of Sam Schelling, sophomore out of Suffern, New York. Now with Johnson. Gives it up to the captain, Shu. Lizzie Shu backtracks and will give it up now to the freshman Morgan Gore. Gore lost it, but Johnson had her back. Inside, Liberty's by herself, and the pass got tipped in front, and she was unable to corral it. So great defensive play. And another card's going to be shown here for the Blue Hens, as Morgan Gore with a shot to the head on the Lehigh player. And so again, Lehigh with an advantage. And it will be a 2-minute yellow card against the Blue Hens. So off the restarts, 2 minutes advantage for Lehigh. And we'll see how the Blue Hens responds. Last time Lehigh turned it over less than 10 seconds into the advantage, as the Blue Hens ran out much of the time in the offensive zone before getting the advantage taken away. Carnival, pass inside, McCarthy point blank with the save. Oh, have mercy. Slashed across, staying with the Blue Hens as they go towards midfield. Turning is May Dickens. 3 Mountain Hawks around her. She gives it up. Nice fake there from Schelling. Still with Schelling, now to the far side of the field. And the Blue Hens get it across on the clear. They have about 45 seconds to kill. Actually, the penalty time and the shot clock line up just almost evenly here. So the Blue Hens going to have to work with a player down on this attack. Under 15 seconds, now 10 in the stick of Sydney Rosa. 8 seconds on the shot clock. Rosa gives it up. Now Rosa has it with 3. And the Blue Hens are just going to take the shot clock violation, but gets their player back after the 2-minute penalty. Still 11-5 the score, as we have gone scoreless for nearly the last 7 minutes of gameplay, as both sides have really started to clamp down defensively after there was 4 goals scored in the first 2.5 minutes of this quarter. 11-5, Delaware on top. A hat trick from Kiera Grant, 2 goals each from the McHale sisters, along with Danielle Livernice leading the way offensively for the Blue Hens. On the other side for Lehigh, Katia Carnival with 3 goals, leading the way for the Mountain Hawks. McCarthy trying to make a snag outside of her goalie's circle. She retreats. Back up top. And a reset with Schneider. And a horn from the sidelines stops the clock with 4:45 to play. not only do they open up with Stony Brook for CAA play, they open up against them on the road the same week they visit Denver, also a top 10 team in the preseason rankings. So a week where the Blue Hens face two top 10 teams. And it will be an exciting one as they go across the country to play at Denver. And they come all the way back and take on Stony Brook on Long Island. Turnover in the midfield. Coming back the other way is Emma Eberhardt. Eberhardt double teamed right now as she hits the deck. And it was a hit to the head. Dangerous play, and it will be a free position for Eberhardt. Outside the fan. Delaware doing a great job defensively at the moment. Now with Carnival, a hat trick to her name so far today, trying to shake and bake her way inside. Her shot past the net and into the back of the cage. McCarthy thought she had it. Carnival now with her fourth goal, as she has scored the last four for Lehigh. It's 11-6. Carnival did a nice job getting past the defender in Lizzie Yurchak. And she was able to finish off the shot. Beating McCarthy low and towards the grounds as she was unable to get her stick down in time. Livernice wins the draw. Lehigh doing a great job forcing the Blue Hens to go backwards on this clear attempt. McHale looking inside, gives it up to the far side. Nothing doing there for the Blue Hens. They come back outside of the fan. Now back with McHale. Spins, nothing doing. Gore with it. To the far side, under 20 seconds on the shot clock for the Blue Hens. Still nothing. Gore inside, still with Gore. Her pass to Livernice, 4 seconds. Let's actually check that. That's McDaniel, and she gives it up. And the turnover goes to Lehigh. Under 2 minutes to play. That one is knocked to the deck. A great slash. And Lehigh will control with 90 seconds left in this third quarter. Cassie Marte with it. She passes below the goal line. Looking inside is Meminger. Back to the goal. Couple of fakes, she gives it up. And a great defensive play, and the Blue Hens come away with it. On the move. Veronica gives it up. And now it's in the stick of Mackenzie Didio. Clock stopped on a card shown to Lehigh. 38.7 left showing on the in-house clock on the brand new video board here at Delaware Stadium. So an advantage for the Blue Hens for the next 2 minutes as Jenna Garden is called for the infraction. She'll sit for 2. Great defensive play to knock down the pass. There was a player open on the backside for the Blue Hens. But the stick from the Mountain Hawks knocked it down. McHale inside. McHale! And a whistle as she was looking to shoot. A defender jumped in front, and it will lead to a free position as Jenna McHale has already scored twice from these scenarios. We'll see if she can make it a perfect 3 for 3 with 13.8 seconds remaining. McHale fires, Hunt with a save. And Haley Hunt will run out the rest of the quarter. And a big save for the junior. 11-6 your score. We head to the 4th. Delaware looking to close things out and win game number 1 in 2023. You're watching Flow Sports. 11-6 your score. 4th quarter action coming up as the Blue Hens are 15 minutes away from earning a win number 1 here in 2023. The Lehigh Mountain Hawks are looking to mount a comeback, trailing by 5, as their offense has not been clicking at all. 2 goals in each quarter for the Mountain Hawks. They're going to have to do a little better than that here in the 4th if they want to come back and win this one. The Blue Hens, meanwhile, have put up 9 goals in the last 2 quarters as they look to finish things off and move to 1-0 in 2023. Danielle Livernice back into the center circle for the Blue Hens as she and Cassie Marte battle off, and it will go the way of the Blue Hens to begin this 4th quarter. So Kiera Grant with a hat trick for the Blue Hens as she leads the way. On the other side, Katia Carnival with 4 goals has really been the big offensive pull for the Mountain Hawks so far today. Grant here, trying to go inside, and Livernice hounded from behind, couldn't make the snag and shot. And it will go to Haley Hunt, who's had a bit of an inauspicious start to her 2023 campaign. Gave up 6 goals in that 2nd quarter alone. And now here come the Mountain Hawks. Hunt led the nation last year with 216 total saves, a .543 save percentage. And she was the Patriot League preseason goalie of the year. So far, it hasn't been there, and it's easy to say it's just the first game. Got to get things back under control. Got to get used to having the defense in front of you making plays. And the Blue Hens offense has been pretty good so far. Schneider trying to get through. She couldn't. Her pass inside is knocked down. Still being fought for on the deck. And now it's scooped up by the Blue Hens. So great start for the Blue Hens defensively. They force a turnover deep in the shot clock as Gabby Schneider was trying to find a way through on herself. Her pass, though, was intercepted and taken away. This time the pass from the Blue Hens across the field is a bad one, turned over. And Meminger picks it up for the Mountain Hawks as they look to cut this deficit by 1 with a goal here. Eberhardt got things going for the Mountain Hawks with a goal in the first quarter, but she has been held quiet since. Cassie Marte had 11 goals last year for the Mountain Hawks, none so far in this contest. Couple of fakes from the Carnival to try and free herself. Delaware not biting. Now with Casey O'Connor. Now back to Eberhardt. Eberhardt shooting, and it's wide. Fior picked it up. And it's going to be a turnover from the Mountain Hawks. And the Blue Hens will take over. Not the way you want to start this fourth quarter, needing some goals from your offense. You have a turnover on a pass inside in a crowded area, and then just a mental mistake. With our last win coming against them in 1988. And Loyola is the queens of the Patriot League. As we're back underway, and getting in across is Emma Hoffman for the Blue Hens. Mountain Hawks not really applying too much pressure when the Blue Hens are out wide like they are. They have started to clamp down on the room players have below the cage line. Morgan Gore with it. She stumbles backwards and gives it up. McHale looking inside. Nice pass behind the back Oh, what a shot and a goal! And how about that for your first collegiate goal? Morgan Gore goes behind the back and beats Haley Hunt's. A fake goes behind the back. Oh my goodness. Put that on SportsCenter top 10 right away. So Gore's incredible effort doubles up the lead for the Blue Hens, 12-6, as we approach 10 minutes to play in this contest. Below the cage line they go. Mountain Hawks looking to find somebody inside. Memager looking. Still with the junior out of Swarthmore. Call going against the Blue Hens. And it will be a free position coming up, as Casey O'Connor, the sophomore out of Springfield, Pennsylvania, restarts and gives it up to Gabby Schneider. Shot coming, save from McCarthy. Katia Carnival forced the shot. McCarthy saw it the entire way, and she made a comfortable save. Trying to dodge her way through traffic was Sam Schelling. Couldn't quite find her way through. Blue Hens almost gave it up in a bad spot, but they come away across midfield. Is Lizzie, or rather, check that, Madison Aronico. Now with Delaney McDaniel. She tested the waters towards the arc. Nothing doing there. Now with McHale. Gives it up and gets it right back. Still with McHale. A lot of space in the middle of the arc. Shu thought about the pass. She has it knocked away, and it's given up. Lauren Warfield with a cause turnover and a ground ball. Under 8 minutes now, and the Mountain Hawks are going to have to put something together offensively here. Marte with it. It almost seems like Lehigh needs a goal on every trip in the offensive zone. Schneider coming forward, and that's a great start to a comeback if you're looking for Lehigh to win this one. So Gabby Schneider, the leading the leading point getter and assist maker in the 2022 campaign for Lehigh, gets her first goal of the season and cuts the deficit to 5 about halfway through this fourth quarter. But Bernice trying to track it down, scooped up by her teammate. A great draw won by Kellyanne Mady. And trouble on the far side of the field. as it looked like it was Livernois having trouble picking up the ball from the grounds. Now the Blue Hens can go to work and really go to work killing this clock with Lizzie Shue. Rather, Yurchak, I should say. As she took a shot to the head. And I believe we're going to see a card. Indeed, we will. It will be a yellow card shown. As Riley Ellis, the freshman, will sit in the sin bin for 2. So it will be Lizzie Yurchak. Had 21 points last year. Had a season high 5 against Old Dominion. As she is looking to find the back of the net for the second time here this afternoon. She thought she false started. Referees did not call it. So the free position does not go well for the Blue Hens. They still have an advantage, though. Yurchak trying to shake and bake her inside with a pass saved in front. And that ball is going to roll into the stick. Scooped up by Marte. A big save from Haley Hunt on the advantage for Lehigh. And now they're going to try and score a woman down. Carnival looking. Lofts a pass to Marte on the near side. Minute 10 left on the penalty for Lehigh. We'll see how they work things being down a player. Eberhardt's looking inside. Nice feed and a goal as Meminger finds the back of the net for the second time. And Lehigh scores, being a woman down with 5:57 to play. Meminger's second. And that was a great job just cutting where no defender was. As she had a free shot on net and beat Mercy McCarthy. Under 6 minutes to play. Delaware trying to get out of their home stadium with a victory to open up this season. They're in a bit of a scoring drought at the moment. They scored 1 goal in about the last 20 minutes of gameplay. Scramble for the ball on the deck. One of the Delaware players hit the grounds. That was Kelly Ann Mady. The Blue Hens come away with possession. Lehigh's going to have to pick up their aggressiveness. Yurchak goes in hard. And it'll be a free position for the Blue Hens. Blue Hens going to pull it out. And almost turn it over. Indeed they do. So probably a wise decision. So it was a push against the Blue Hens there, but probably a wise decision to pull out of the free position opportunity with a little over 5 minutes to play and up 4 goals. Really want to kill the time off more than you want another goal advantage. But just unfortunate that the ball was turned over almost immediately. That allowed Lehigh to pick it up. And now they've got to get going offensively. Eberhardt comes back and gets it across. 4.5 minutes to play, still plenty of time, as long as Lehigh can score and win the draws. Flipped back by Schneider to her teammate Eberhardt. The two seniors looking to get their last year's campaign on a bit of a comeback. Inside from her knees, McCarthy had the save. Schelling being told to go all the way, and she does. And Sam Schelling does her job. Now to Rosa. Third on the team last year with 17 goals. Double team coming. Lehigh really starting to put the pressure on the Blue Hens. Now with Livernice to Rosa. On the far side, nice catch. No real urgency from the Blue Hens. Livernice with another one. Give her a hat trick, and the Blue Hens are that much closer to finishing off this one. Livernice joins Grants as Blue Hens with hat tricks today. And with 3:16 left, the Blue Hens are well on their way to win number one. Infraction going against Danielle Livernice and the Blue Hens, so Lehigh will take control off the draw as we approach 3 minutes to play. Not inconceivable for Lehigh to come back in this one as they get it across in the stick of Riley Ellis. Schneider with a little flip back, gives it up. Trying to go back inside for Schneider. McCarthy came forward for it. Ball's on the deck, as is Riley Ellis. And the freshman gets back up. A push against the Blue Hens. And a free position coming up for Riley Ellis, the Chapel Hill native. Two-time All-State selection at East Chapel Hill High School. Ellis backs it out. Back to Eberhardt. Has to track back to scoop that. Now with Schneider. Schneider's pass inside, a little loopty shot. And Carnival finds the back of the net for the 5th time. So that's 5 now for Katia Carnival in her last season with Lehigh. Career high of 8, done a couple of times, once last year and once in 2021. As she continues to pour it on offensively. including the last 10 games from last year. This is now 11 straights for Carnival to have multi-points. So a whistle before this next draw control. With 2:04 to play, it's 13-9. And a little explanation given to the Blue Hens coaching staff. Livernice will take it herself off the draw. Her pass is intercepted, though. And to the far sideline, the ball almost squirts out. It does, and it'll go the way of Lehigh. Stop of the clock. They might be adding some time back right now. 1:36 is showing. I wonder with all the scrum on the sideline if they're going to add a few seconds back on. The referees blew the whistle. And one of the Blue Hens players perhaps a bit too aggressive defensively. Started playing immediately. Lehigh was a little slow on the draw there. 6 seconds added back on, a minute 42 now. And Lehigh trails by 4. They get it across. Now the Mountain Hawks have to work quick. Shot, little low shot, finds the back of the net. And Meminger with her third of the afternoon, and there's a minute 27. And 3 goals separating these two squads. So Meminger and Carnival combined for 8 of the 10 goals from Lehigh. And the Blue Hens now have to hang on for the next minute 27. False start from the Blue Hens. Mountain Hawks come away with it. Inside, a lot of space. Shot coming. And they're going to say a free position upcoming as Cassie Marte was coming forward. One of the Blue Hens defenders shot in front of her. So Marte a free position. From dead center. Bouncer into the back of the net. It's a 2-goal game. A minute and 11 left. 13-11, Delaware getting a little desperate now to try and finish this one out. Mountain Hawks desperately need to win these draw controls if they want a chance. If Delaware wins a draw control, they can essentially run out the rest of the clock. It's up. To the far sideline it goes. It's going to be out of play. It'll go to the Blue Hens. So the Blue Hens have the possession called by the far side official. Those two will come together now. So off the restart, 1 minute left, and the Blue Hens been trying to run this out. They have to get the ball across here, get the clear done, and they do. Now it's a matter of just holding on to the ball. And a stoppage there. It will be a free position, 40 seconds left. Bad pass, given away. Lehigh's got to move quickly. Eberhardt on the near sideline. She passes it inside, flipped back. Fior with it. Now with Schneider. Schneider turns, she lost it, and a foul called against the Blue Hens. 21.6 on the clock in-house. A free position for Gabby Schneider. Tough angle for her at the moment, though. We'll see if she can perhaps make a little magic. Maybe even hit a teammate crossing inside the arc to finish it off. 20 seconds now to the far side. Ball's on the deck. A hold call against Lehigh. And that will do it. And the Blue Hens, a big cheer from the home crowd, hang on and take down Lehigh 13-11, the final score. As the Blue Hens got hat tricks from Kiera Grants and Danielle Livernice. Livernice did a fantastic job inside the center circle on the draws today, as they held off a hard-charging Lehigh in the final quarter. As the Mountain Hawks got 5 goals from Katia Carnival, a hat trick from Olivia Meminger, but it was a little too late for the Mountain Hawks as they fall to 0-1 in their 2023 campaign. The Blue Hens, meanwhile, improve to 1-0 in 2023. The Blue Hens will be back at home on February 15th as they take on Lafayette. Meanwhile, for Lehigh, they head home for their home opener, also on February 15th as they take on St. Joseph's. Well, it was a thriller to the end. The Blue Hens hang on. Once again, your final score, 13-11. We thank you all for joining us here on Flow Sports. My name is Matt Papelka, saying so long. And we hope you enjoy the rest of your weekend.